U.S. Nationals next week at Lucas Oil Raceway. They've been doing this last several years. This is the Big Go block party at the town hall in Brownsburg because most of the drivers and the teams, they're in town this week for testing tomorrow and Thursday to get ready for the 63rd annual U.S. Nationals. Robert Heitz, a three-time champion, NHRA champion as well, and funny car. This is kind of fun. It's a community event, really is what it is. Isn't it?
It's awesome because, you know, basically we call Brownsburg our home anymore. Yep. Our teams are based out of here. And it's cool to kind of kick this big event. This is our big event. This is our Indy 500 next week, the U.S. Nationals. So it's kind of cool to get the town behind us and kick it off because it's a week-long party and we're ready to race.
Now, we know Robert's fast on the race course, but take a look at what happened, though, at Brainerd last weekend. First ever pass in funny car to go sub 3.8 seconds, 380. In fact, it was a 379. You were hauling the mail, man.
It was fast. My car's been kind of setting records everywhere it goes. But yeah, that first 370 run's pretty special, and I think it's going to be a long time before that gets eclipsed. The 360s are a long, long way away.
Could you tell a difference in the car when you're going a record-breaking pace like that?
Yeah, you can. And I knew the conditions were there, so I knew we were trying. But yeah, once the clutch started coming in, it felt so violent that I thought it actually might spin the tires because it was so violent. But it just kept pulling to the finish line. And when you try to do something like that, most of the time it doesn't work out, but luckily for us and this Auto Club Chevy that it worked out and we were the first ones to do it.
That's pretty cool. U.S. Nationals, you've already won it 3 times. I know you'd love to win it a 4th time. What does it mean to become a U.S. National champion?
Oh, this is the biggest race of the year. I remember one year Big Daddy Don Garlitz, one of the legends in the sport. I saw him Tuesday morning after the event, and it was my first win, and he said, "Kid, you can retire now. You just won Indy." Yeah. And no, I want to win it again.
Once you get that taste, you got to come back for more, right?
Exactly. This is our big race, and you know, it's like this is the time of year you've got to have everything worked out, the kinks worked out, and right after Indy, we reset the points for the countdown, and that's the championship, the last 6 races. So you want to win Indy and carry that momentum into the countdown. Have
a great test. Have a great time tonight. We'll see you next week at the U.S. Nationals. Right?
Thank you. Could be big records at the U.S. Nationals. 2 qualifying runs, 2 night runs. You could see 340 miles an hour.
Wow. Take a look at the schedule. Thanks, Robert. Here's the schedule. Qualifying. This is next week, next Friday. It all begins at 7 o'clock. The Top Fuel Traxxas Nitro Shootout is Saturday. Funny Car Shootout Sunday. Eliminations for the 63rd Annual U.S. Nationals begin at 11 a.m. on Monday.